Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back to another episode of the Red Galaxy in Aurora 4X. And, well, in previous episode we started setting up a bit more logical orders, or specializing a bit more the exploration ships. So that some of them are going to be doing jump point exploration and others are doing gravitational, or not, geological, that's the word. But that should speed up things at least a tiny bit. Now both of those that are going to be doing jump point surveying are entering here. So we might be finding some of the things here rather soon. But it's a good thing that they are... Ooh, we got the production of commercial shipyard complex completed. That reminds me. What is the engine size on that? We got 5 out of 25s. That wouldn't necessarily be an effective one. I'm thinking I could potentially get up a bit bigger engines there, which would increase the fuel efficiency. And I could even have the power modifier a tiny bit higher then, which would increase the speed. And well, now we'll probably go with this current design. We can fiddle around with the next designs, but yeah, we'll probably want to at least start producing those a tiny bit there. So this one, set activity retool. Not the containers, but the Zamas Mark 1. And we'll actually start constructing one of those. That would be in shipyard fleet again. And it's going to take a while. We probably have some tugs actually, so we'll use components if we have any. So it's going to take until April next year, so it's more than a year to build one of these. It's less than ideal, but at the same time we don't really have much to transport yet. Once we get some of the... Ooh, we are actually making the infrastructure now. Just started making them. So I suppose we might want to build, say... Alright, but... bringing the infrastructure with these, all the other containers, or the smaller containers, is not necessarily a good idea. But what I can always do is I can just say, take this one, copy class, and then instead of the smaller cargo holds, because we don't need to worry about the shipyard size for these, just get a standard one there, probably add in another cargo bay. And don't necessarily need to worry about the tonnage either too much. It's a bit more expensive, but it's actually not a massive increase there. Like 123 to 173. So it's 50 hold on. Yeah, 50 points increase. And most things can stay same as they were. And it should still be quite usable. So yeah, well, just need to rename this, of course. So this would be 26.6 kiloton, and it has a transport capacity of 25 kiloton. And then, of course, we'll remove the copy at the end there. And there's actually not going to be mineral cargo, but general cargo. There we go. So yeah, we may want to start building one of those. And then we can start taking infrastructure into place, and then we can get a container to get some colonies going, and yeah, we can start colonizing. And that's going to be good. I mean, then, now that we got that, let's actually set up one of the general cargoes to be built. Probably at 50%, because we've been using 50% for everything else. And then we'll probably get one colony container as well. And that's probably going to be it for the space stations right now. We'll get more later, but we won't have a massive amount of tugs anyway. Now, how far away are we from the stunt stabilization module? About a year away. Okay, we'll get there eventually. Mineral deposit in... Okay, that's... Ooh, one of the comets. A lot of uranium. With pretty good accessibility, but Again, oh, we did find a jump point though, in Moscow. And it's over there, not too far away from the center. But it's still relatively far away from most of the places. I wonder, can new minerals in one of the asteroids in Volgograd overhaul completely on the Mark II? But yeah, let's actually go to New Sol so we can keep an eye on when people are heading back here to Oh, you're going to Moscow then? Oh, right, because they're doing the geological surveys. That makes sense. Commander experience. New minerals in Moscow on... Oh, it's one of the moons, but it has basically no minerals. 450 tons, so that's basically nothing. Must be a rather small moon. New minerals in... Okay, comets. 2 of the comets were surveyed at the same time there. Major problem on the Explorer 1. Oh, and the Exploration 2 is now heading to Volgograd. Okay. Good to know. So, let's actually have a quick look at the logistical report. I'm actually going to drag that to the other screen there, so that I can keep a track on it a little bit more. But we have... One of the ships is close to getting full on the... Oh, I see. It switches away from the... Like, if we go to the next day, it switches back to the fleet there, so that's not practical. We'll just let it go then. Orders not possible. Oh, right. Is there seriously no places that... Oh, you're doing the gravitational surveys already. Okay, well, what you are going to be doing... You don't need to do a lot of maintenance, but you might as well go back to Kazakhstan, refuel and resupply, do the overhaul, and then what you're going to do is you're going to St. Petersburg and standard transit you through one of those. Hopefully we don't find baddies yet, because we're not ready to fight anyone. Okay, orders not possible for the Exploration 1. I suppose... Let's go to Moscow to have a quick look at that. Or actually, we may need to switch you to... From the 5 to just survey nearest body. Let's have a look if that has an expert effect there. Nope. Okay. Right, well, how much do you have fuel? Not a lot, so I'm gonna have to send you back to home to refuel and resupply, get the overhaul done, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through that jump point. Right, so the Explorer number 3 is also having a slight issue with their deployment time now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you back to home as well. Refuel, resupply, do the overhaul thing. Okay, so the number 2 completed the overhaul, so I need to give you some new orders. So St. Petersburg, on Explorer 2, standard transit, and we'll see what we find on the other side. We detected a jump point in Volgograd though. That's the first one that we found there. Actually, not too far off from the previous one. Interesting, so we explored 3 of the jump points there already. How are we doing in Moscow? We've already explored most of them. There's only been 1 other jump point so far. There's probably going to be more. So far, not too bad. Ah, we researched the boat bay. Do we have... No, not really. We got a lot of biology researchers, which we're not really using. Suppose I'm going to switch one of those for the... Actually, I'm going to need a ground force, so I'm going to switch biology. We've got several, so I'm going to take that one. And change field. You are going to be on ground combat. It's not going to be a massive research bonus, but it's still better than nothing. And then we can go and start getting the... Let's start with the transport bay. And then, hold on, where are you? There you are. Get the xenoarchaeology equipment and then the construction equipment. And after that we'll start designing our units, hopefully. That reminds me, have we... I don't think we've gotten the energy or weapon strength up yet. Nope. Well, that's gonna have to wait. What is not possible for exploration 3? Nearest survey location. Oh right, primary orders were not possible, but it should be able to do... Oh no, it's in New Sol. Okay, so you... Hold on. That one. Too many things to select there. Right, so it actually defaulted to the refueling there, so I'm going to have to resupply and do the overhaul manually. It happens every now and then. Oh, new system. Smolensk. A lot of asteroids. And seems to be raw... Oh, man, that's a massive system. It's like 280 billion across. Okay, that's a bit beyond our reaches. Well, there's a Lagrange point over there, but I'm not sure if there is anything else to jump to right now. And it's not really helping. Let's have a look. So there is a gas giant relatively close to the center there. It's 8 planets, 40 moons, 400 asteroids. That's quite a bit. There's multiple near habitable planets. And then there's a lot of low gravity stuff. Including a lot of asteroids by the looks of it. Look at that, all asteroids real quick. So if we... Oh Christ, yeah, there's a lot of low gravity. Relatively easy to colonize, so they have... They do have gravity, of course they don't have an atmosphere, because we won't be able to hold an atmosphere. That is interesting. To switch with minerals. We don't know any of the minerals here yet, but we have found another system. If we have a look at the galactic map once again, it continues that way. That's all we know so far. So we haven't explored all that much, in all fairness. It is certainly better than nothing. So it's going to take... Actually, not that bad. So it's going to there. Wasn't that one of the... It is one of the Super Jovians. There's 3 gas giants slash Super Jovians there. And then some terrestrial and dwarf planets as well. Not too bad though. Oh, and... Damn it, the researcher that was doing the construction stuff has retired. We do have a replacement one here. We need to get that, so I'm just going to assign both of the... Oh, right. We need to select first the research and then the researcher. Something's doing it in the wrong order, and that does not work. Right, but we should be getting that next year at least. I hope. And that will help us start designing something that can construct the jump gate. Hopefully we can do it with a space station, but I'm not entirely sure if that's possible. I haven't tried, quite frankly. And I'm just going with the manual terms here, simply because... Oh, Exploration 1 is also here now. Simply because it's easier to keep a track on what's happening. Sure enough, it is lower, but... Oh, we found our first minerals in Smolensk. Actually found some on an asteroid. No massive quantities, but good accessibilities, and then on one of the moons. Good accessibilities, but not massive quantities. Found more on one of the asteroids. Okay, the fact that we have 2 exploration ships in here in the same system is certainly helping a little bit. Of course, they're currently working on the inner asteroid belt. Oh wow, that's actually... I wouldn't say necessarily a belt, or rather a disk. Oh wow, they're rotating with massive speed there. It goes like, I don't know, about 60 degrees per 5 days, so about 10 degrees maybe per day around the... Okay. Well, that is quite massive. Okay, new mineral deposits, so we're basically going through the asteroid belt here. It will take some time. Ooh. Hold on. Is the jump point 2 actually heading back? Oh yeah, it is going to refuel. And we may need to set up resupply and overhaul there as well. Let me go zoom back out because that's just not great to look at. Okay, so it did start the overhaul as it should. Still finding more stuff on the asteroids there. We'll have to go through the asteroids eventually. Okay, Exploration 3 has completed their overhaul, so I can send you back to Volvocrat. Hopefully we can do some good there. More minerals on the asteroids there, and even more. Surely we completed on the jump point 2, but that's still undergoing overhaul. Deployment time exceeded on the Exploration 1. Right, so we should probably send that one back home. I mean, over here they are doing, like, in the inner area of the system, the distances aren't too bad, so they're not using massive amount of fuel by the looks of it. Oh, it could be that we didn't overhaul before we headed here. That's probably the more likely option, actually. Luckily, in St. Petersburg, the jump points are rather close to each other, so the distances are not too bad. I'm going to refuel and begin overhaul there. And you'll probably find your way back here. Ah, we got the first target. Excellent. Right, let's head back to home. Well, we got the shipyard fleet there. We have not gotten any of the containers yet. So that is going to take a while. Now, of course, some of these containers are rather large, so the small target that we have will not be able to do too much with them. But hey, it will be able to move around still. So it's not the end of the world. But the question is, how long is it going to take until we get to the containers? I think I wanted to get the general cargo up a bit higher on the list there. How long is it going to... Okay, that's going to be done on 21.8, so next year May is when we have all the infrastructure. Already done half of them, I believe. It's not too bad. Of course, if we had shipping lines active right now, then we might get something going on with those, but we don't. I mean, there's probably going to be plenty of trading that could be done. So eventually, perhaps we'll activate those, but not yet. Right, so is there... Right, we'll let the tug be at the shipyard fleet for the time being. Once we get our first container... Ah, the jump point 2 is done with their overhaul. And it's in Moscow. New mineral deposits in Smolensk. It's again in the asteroid disk. Oh, they finally surveyed one of the moon. It does have a bit of uranium and thorium. Not massive quantities though, so it's not necessarily worth setting up a mining colony there, but hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, new deposits. So they're currently surveying the first of the gas giants there. And the gas giant itself does have 1.4 million thorium. Not massive accessibility, so probably not the best place to get the fuel, but we can at least get fuel in there, and we can start setting up some sort of refueling station somewhere within Smolensk. Like, Moscow has plenty of thorium, but I believe St. Petersburg had barely any. If we have minerals in text... One of the comets has some thorium, but that's about it. But there's no thorium harvesting in here, so having some in Smolensk would not be a bad idea. We can certainly do that eventually. But yeah, it should be that one. Actually, okay, so from there to the center of the system, it's about 500 million, or maybe 600,000 kilometers. So it's not a massive one, quite frankly. I mean, technically it is about 4 astronomical units, but still, it's very much manageable. Research completed. We finally got the jump point stabilization. So let's set up something new to be designed. Now, car and propulsion research. I suppose I could... Maybe I should get the bigger engines, or get the... Propellant boost wouldn't be bad. Jump drive efficiency, on the other hand, would also be good, but I'll get the fuel efficiency up a little bit. Now, in the meanwhile, let's have a look at the ship design. So if we were to... I don't know, let's copy the colony container real quick. So if we are to place in the tractor beam, where is the jump drive, jump point stabilization? It does count as space station still. Excellent. Okay, well, let's just get rid of the cryogenic transports. For this one, I do want to have at least a bit more deployment time, but of course it doesn't need the cargo shuttle base itself. Bridge is something that it does need. Have a little bit maintenance. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna have a regular maintenance storage bay there, or 2. I'll have the sensors there. Engineering space. I suppose I could get another engineering space just in case. Is there anything else that we need? We'll have plenty of that, I suppose. Right, it doesn't have armor. Good. Basically, it's going to be about 26 kilotons. So I suppose we can go with the... Right, so this needs to be reclassed as a construction ship. And then renamed to... Standpoint stabilizer. So it's what, 25.8 kiloton. And that's going to be 360 days. Right, I suppose that will be alright. I mean, technically I could even take away some of the engineering. Like, I'll go with 2 engineering. Now it's going to be exactly 25.8. Right, and it has plenty of major supply points to repair the stabilizer module twice. Now, since it is a commercial vessel, it's not going to break on its own. But yeah, that's probably going to be good. So it's going to cost 700 build points. That's a little bit. But we'll probably want to make at least one of those. That reminds me, we may want to build another target as well. So, shipyard fleet. Create task. That's again going to take a while to be completed, but that's fine. So over here, another space station. A jump point stabilizer. At 50%. Create. So it's going to take less than a year to build these. or build one of those rather, with our current speed. So I think we can work with that. We're gonna get another construction, or another few construction factories soon enough. And the infrastructure is gonna be done by May next year. A little bit sooner than that, but not massively sooner. We'll get another research facility, then we'll get the container cargo, or general cargo. Then we'll get some mines, construction factories. We'll actually increase the colony container up in the queue a little bit. So we'll have something useful. Oh, well, I mean, all of these are useful. But then we'll have a container and something constructions, container for the time being. Again, I do have to preface that doing everything with the tugs, while it does allow you to have a bit less shipyards, like it basically allows you to do modular vehicles, essentially, because the tug will probably be attached to the container for pretty much the rest of the game, really, or until it doesn't, or until the container is no longer needed, then they can drop it somewhere else and take something else. So in a way it will be useful, but at the same time it is going to take a fair bit of micromanaging. I'm not a stranger to that, I don't think, so I think we'll manage. But anyway, unfortunately we are out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please do like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.